This picture of a rope and some sort of rusty old fence post came to me when I was out on a walk, and I was looking for something. I don't even remember what, but I wasn't looking for this. I was looking for, I think, a picture of maybe some nature or some wildlife. This is just here on campus, and I saw this tree, this small sapling, being held in place by 3 stakes in the ground and then some rope tied to each of the stakes. And to be honest, this rope isn't even that big. It's some twine, and it looks big, but it's not. It's probably the size of maybe smaller than a pencil, bigger than the pencil lead, but it's not very big. And I thought, seems like an interesting scene. Maybe it tells an interesting story. So I put on my I believe I shot this with my 50mm lens, my +4 filter, and I just took a few pictures because so many elements of this little scene here seemed much larger than life. And it seems like there's a rich sense of history here, even though there's probably not. I doubt this thing was even there I don't know. I should go back and check and see if it's still there. But it's not like this is some 10-year-old withered rope that has this rich history. It's just holding up a tree. But I like that there's these spider webs on it that you can see in the foreground. And I like that the rope is fraying. And I like that the post has that green and white color thing going on. And you got the rust on the edge. And it feels like there's so much going on here. There's this rich sense of history, even though there probably wasn't. It made it seem like that when I took the picture. And I thought that was really cool. I tried a couple different things when I took this. Of course, the angle is really important. Do you take it from down low looking up, from up above looking down? Do you take it from straight across? How do you frame a shot like this? I decided I really wanted the front of that knot to be in focus and the rest of it not so much. Not so much. Never mind. And I like that there's a bit of foreground blur and background blur. It gives a sense of depth, of 3D-ness to the photo that I really kind of liked. I also didn't know which aperture to use when I shot this. I wanted a wide enough depth of field to get everything in focus that I wanted to, but shallow enough to not get the whole thing in focus. I ended up using f8, which, man, I'm still learning how to use these close-up filters, and shooting with a +4 filter on a 50mm lens, even at f8, you still get a really shallow depth of field. This is probably like a ½ inch here, even at f8, which is crazy. And to be honest, there's not a whole lot left to say other than that it's a pretty simple photo, and it was a little different for me. I certainly wasn't looking to take this particular photo, but I like the result. I also, if you go to the blog, you'll see I posted a copy of the original unprocessed file, and this is one of the benefits of shooting RAW. If you look at the original, you'll see it doesn't feel as vibrant, as lively, and I didn't really do a lot to it. I just sort of adjusted the highlights and black levels. I adjusted the tone curve just a little bit, and these other really small adjustments added a whole lot to the photo. Someone on Facebook messaged me, someone on the Weekly 50 group on Facebook messaged me and asked about shooting in RAW versus JPEG. And I tell you what, I always shoot in RAW because having that added flexibility to tweak things in post really makes a difference to me. And you might look at the original photo and think, oh, that looks fine. But then you compare it to the actual photo, and there's a lot that has been changed, even though there's not a lot of like sliders that were changed in Lightroom, but a lot of the photo looks different because of the things that were changed. So that's why I like shooting in RAW. So anyway, that's the story behind this week's photo.